Hey everyone, welcome to day 8 of our 21-day yoga challenge, Yoga for Everybody. I'm Heather, I'm the Bent Yogi. I'm so glad you are here today. I'm so glad you are joining me for this challenge. I hope you are enjoying it. Hope you're feeling good about where you are and what you're doing. I'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment below. And let's get started with day 8. Come onto your mat and let's begin. Let's get started in downward facing dog today. And if you want to come into your child's pose to begin, you can. Take your time here. Start to feel your breath. A big inhale. And a big exhale. Feel your hands. You can even take a peek at your hands. Spread your fingers apart. Take up some space with your hands. Feel if you can get the undersides of your knuckles to connect down into your mat. A really strong and intentional connection foundation. Soften your toes here. You might lift them up and then place them back down. And let your heels soften towards your mat. That doesn't mean you have to force them down, but you might notice if you are holding your heels up. Let your heels soften down, let your head hang down. And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. And if your eyes are moving around, if your brain, your mind is moving around, set your gaze to one point or close your eyes. And slow your thinking mind down by tuning into your breath. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. Take one more deep breath in here. And as you exhale, make your way to the front of your mat. Set your feet here together apart. Set your feet and rise to stand. Reach your hands up. Lift your heart up. Look up. Fill up. A big inhale. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Let the knuckles of your thumbs rest really lightly against your chest. Roll your shoulders back. Feel that you have set your feet, your foundation. Lift up through your legs. Lift up through your core. Lift your chest up to meet your thumbs. Lift the crown of your head up. And let this whole practice, I hope that this whole practice helps you to lift up, raise your vibration, and feel better, lighter. If you want to set an intention for your practice today, you can set an intention. Remember that there's intention built into the practice. You're here. Right here, right now. You're showing up. We are showing up. And together, let's take a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale. Sweep up, reach up. Fold forward. Exhale. Find your halfway lift. Inhale. Bring your hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up, your high plank. You can keep your knees lifted, or you can bring your knees down so it's more of a tabletop. Shoulders over wrists here. Core engaged, low belly draws in and up. Take a big inhale. Move forward, halfway down or all the way down for your low push-up. As you inhale, your cobra, your low cobra, or your upward dog. And pause here. Take an extra breath or two. Feel your shoulders soften. Soften your face, soften your jaw. And really feel that you're leading with your heart, not just in this pose, but as you move through your practice in your day. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, make your way back to your downward dog. You might come through your tabletop and then press back to your downward dog. And if you want to add in a child's pose, add in a child's pose. Sometimes you don't want to add in a child's pose or a variation, but it's what you need. If you can listen to your body, listen to your heart and your spirit, and listen for your breath. Take a really big inhale here. And as you exhale, make your way to the front of your mat. You can step or jump. Find your halfway lift. Inhale, exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Put a bend in your knees. Sit down and sit back. You can reach your hands high. You can work with your hands at your heart. Your feet can be together or apart, but every time you set your feet, Do just that. Set your feet, set your foundation. Notice if your toes are turned out. Notice if your feet are uneven. Even out your feet. Let your big toes be just a little bit closer together than your heels so your feet are straight, and feel that they're flat on your mat. Soften your toes. Take one more big inhale here. Fold forward, exhale. Find your halfway lift. Inhale. Bring your hands down to your mat, stepping back to your high push-up, knees lifted or lowered. Move forward and down for your low push-up. Now still moving forward. Your cobra or your upward facing dog, a big inhale. And as you exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right thumb, warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Come up. Set your right foot far enough forward that you can bend your front knee and it tracks over your ankle. Might mean that you come up and take your front foot a little more forward. Front foot is flat and straight. Back toes point just a little bit forward. Feel your feet on your mat, but soften your toes. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Take a big inhale here. Now, come on into your warrior two. Your shoulders will track over your hips. Your shoulders and your hips now face the side edge of your mat. Your front knee still tracking over your front ankle. You might actually take your front foot a little more forward here. As you track your front knee over your front ankle, you can always back off, right, if the sensation gets to be too much. I talked about that yesterday or the day before. There's sensation in all these poses in this practice. There's sensation in life. Can you meet the sensation with breath so you don't get overwhelmed? Hands extend front to back at shoulder height. You can work with your hands at your heart. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Breathe in and breathe out. And you can set your gaze out over your front middle finger, but if that doesn't work for your neck and your shoulders, just turn your gaze to the side. Now spin your palms to the sky and take your right hand high for your reverse warrior. Right arm reaches up and back. Your left hand can land really lightly here on your back leg. Keep your back leg long and strong. You can bring your left hand to your low back. It might even find the top of your right thigh. Keep the bend in your right knee. Notice if you have lost that. Take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Move forward and down for low push-up. Upward dog, your cobra or your low cobra. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Now, step your right foot forward again. Come back into your warrior one. Open out to your warrior two. And this time, come into your horse. You'll turn all 10 toes to face the side edge of your mat. Toes out, heels in. Bend to your knees. Hands to your heart just for a moment or two. Draw your low belly in and up. And sit down. Knees opening out towards the baby toes. Shoulders tracking over hips. Long spine, tall in your upper body. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. And breathe in. And breathe out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. As you inhale here, straighten your legs, come on up. Pivot your toes in and your heels out. You can also have your feet parallel. Interlace your fingers at your low back. You might add a towel or a strap between your hands just to give yourself some room. Let your shoulders roll back. Heart lifts up. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, fold forward. Let your hands come up and over. Nice rinse for your shoulders. There's a lot of resistance in your shoulders. Might be a lot of sensation, so take your time with it. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. One more deep inhale here. As you exhale, bring your hands down to your mat. Come halfway up. Pivot around towards the back edge of your mat. Walk around so your left toes point towards the back edge of your mat. You're in your runner's lunge. You're on the ball of your right foot. With your hands on your mat, step your right foot up to meet your left. And come all the way up to stand. Hands reach high. Heart lifts, a big inhale. Draw your hands to your heart. Set your feet here. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale, sweep up and reach up. Fold forward, exhale. Find your halfway lift, inhale. Bring your hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up with your knees lifted or lowered. Move forward and down for your low push-up. Inhaling to your upward dog, your cobra or your low cobra. And as you exhale, back to your downward facing dog or your child's pose. Take a breath in and a breath out. And breathe in and breathe out. Once more, full inhale here. As you exhale, make your way to your hands. Set your feet here together or apart. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Now, Utkatasana, chair pose. Set your feet, come back to your chair pose. Feel where you have your feet right here, right now. Hands can be higher at your heart. Feel where you are right here, right now, in your body, in this moment, in your strength and in your power. Take a really big inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Bring your hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Move forward and down, low push-up. Inhaling to your upward dog, your cobra or your low cobra. Exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Step your left foot to your left thumb. Warrior one. Come on up. Set your gaze. And so we're facing the back of our mat. You're facing a different direction. Gives you a different perspective. One of the great things about the practice. Gives you an opportunity to look at things differently. Bend into your front knee. Let your front knee track over your ankle. You can always back off from that point. Ground through your back foot. Lift and lengthen through your back leg. Tall in your upper body. Take a really big inhale. Now warrior two. Adjust your footing. So I adjust my feet a lot when I go from warrior one to warrior two. And you might as well. You can take your left foot more forward, finding the place where your knee tracks over your ankle. You can back off from that point if the sensation gets to be too much. Back toes towards the side edge of your mat, maybe a little bit forward. Your shoulders over your hips. Hands can extend front to back. You can also bring your hands to your heart. And again, your gaze. So if it works, gaze out over your front middle finger. Otherwise, gaze at the side, even close your eyes. Less distraction, more focus. More breath, a big breath in, and a long breath out. Spin your palms to the sky here. Now take your left hand high for your reverse warrior. Left hand reaches up and back. Your right hand can land really lightly on the back leg. Watch out for that back knee collapsing. You can also bring your right hand to your low back, maybe even around to the top of your left thigh. And notice if you've lost the bend in your front knee. Track it over your ankle. Take a really big inhale here. As you exhale, bring your hands all the way down to your mat. Stepping back to your high push-up. Knees lifted or lowered. Forward and down, low push-up. Inhaling to your upward dog or your cobra. And as you exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward once more. Warrior one, come up. Come into your warrior two. Now, come on back to that horse pose. Some people call this goddess. Toes turn out, heels in, hands at your heart. Strong core, set your feet but soften your toes. Feel like you can sit a little bit lower, but stay tall and upright in your upper body. Take a big breath in, and a long breath out. Feel like you can smile. I used to think that that was really cheesy when yoga teachers would tell me to do that, smile in the middle of class. But you smile, and it changes the way everything feels. Take a deep breath in, and a long breath out. Go ahead and straighten your legs. Pivot your toes in and your heels out once more. And again, interlace your fingers at your low back. Towel or strap between your hands makes a world of difference sometimes, so give that a try. Drop your knuckles down, your heart lifts, a big inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Feeling if you can drop your head. Little rinse for your shoulders, maybe a big rinse. Most of us carry a lot of weight around on our shoulders, so here's an opportunity to let some of that go, even if it's just for a breath. You might soften your knees a bit. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Bring your hands down to your mat. Come halfway up and walk around towards the front edge. Pivot your right toes back to the front of your mat. You're coming into your runner's lunge with your back heel lifted. Hands on your mat. Step your right foot back to meet your left. So you're back in your high push-up. Pause here. Take a deep breath in. Press back to your downward facing dog. And take a long inhale. Open your mouth. Empty out. Bring your knees down to your mat. Sit back over your heels. Lie down on the ground. Feet together, knees wide, or let your legs be extended. Again, remember you can bring your feet flat at the outer edges of your mat and your knees together. That's a nice variation. Coming into Shavasana. Just a moment or two here. Allow yourself to feel supported. Allow yourself to feel what you've just accomplished. Allow yourself to feel. Together, let's take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, empty out. Take as much time as you like here. Don't be in a rush, right, to move on with your day. Enjoy this. I hope you have enjoyed this. I'm Heather. I'm the Bent Yogi. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I'll see you on your mat tomorrow.